The case that horrified America isn't over, not even after Bryan Kohberger's conviction. The man who butchered 4 University of Idaho students in a shocking late-night attack has now found a new way to torment the victims' families from behind bars. Bryan Kohberger, once a criminology PhD student, is now locked away for life, for consecutive life sentences plus 10 years, no parole, no escape. He confessed in court to the brutal murders of Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Zaina Kernadle, and Ethan Chapin, crimes that left an entire nation speechless. But instead of fading into silence, Kohberger has chosen to make noise again. Through his defense team, he just sent a message from prison that many are calling downright sickening. His lawyers have filed a motion objecting to paying additional restitution to the victims' families, money meant to help cover the cost of traveling to court, attending hearings, and enduring years of emotional trauma. When Kohberger pleaded guilty, he agreed to pay around $29,000 in restitution, $14,000 to Idaho's Crime Victim Compensation Program, $6,000 to Ethan Chapin's parents, and about $8,800 to Zaina Kernadle's father. But prosecutors later asked for more, over $20,000 to Kaylee's parents and $7,000 to Madison's mother, compensation for travel, lodging, and other expenses directly tied to the case. To most people, it sounded reasonable, but Kohberger's legal team saw it differently. Their argument: the plea agreement already covered everything. They claim that under Idaho law, restitution only applies to tangible losses, not emotional pain or grief, and that the families already received money from GoFundMe campaigns. The filing specifically mentioned that the victims' families had raised tens of thousands through online donations. They suggest those funds should offset what Kohberger owes, as if voluntary donations from heartbroken strangers could erase his responsibility. And in a final insult, Kohberger says he can't pay anyway. He's a lifer with no income, and under Idaho's Son of Sam laws, he can't profit from books, interviews, or documentaries about his crimes. So, his lawyers argue, what's the point of ordering more restitution? He even refused to appear at the upcoming hearing, waiving his right to attend, a silent gesture that many interpret as defiance, not remorse. Legal experts say his move may be technically legal, but morally outrageous. Former prosecutor Mark Weaver explained that restitution in murder cases is often symbolic. Even if offenders can't pay, the court still issues an order recognizing the victim's losses. It's a matter of justice, not practicality. Weaver said judges almost always grant these requests, because the cost of travel and attendance are a direct result of the crime. The argument about GoFundMe donations, however, could set a new legal precedent. There's no clear rule yet on whether public donations can reduce restitution amounts. If the court sides with Kohberger's team, it could reshape how future victims' families are compensated, and not in a good way. For the families, it feels like another wound. Kaylee's parents, Steve and Christy Goncalves, who have been outspoken since day one, called Kohberger's motion heartless. Madison Mogen's mother, Karen Lammy, said the idea of using GoFundMe money to let her daughter's killer off the hook is beyond insulting. Even those who lost faith in the system are stunned by the audacity. Critics argue Kohberger's latest filing isn't about money, it's about control. From the start, he's displayed an eerie calmness, a quiet need to dominate the narrative. Some believe this motion is just another way to keep his name in the headlines, to remind the world that even in a cell, he can still cause pain. So why plead guilty at all? Insiders say it was likely strategic. Prosecutors are prepared to call Kohberger's sister, Amanda, as a witness. She was set to testify about his past behavior, testimony that could have destroyed him in front of a jury. The moment that decision was made, Kohberger took a deal, 4 life sentences instead of the death penalty. He admitted to the killings and ended the trial before it began. But not before disturbing new evidence surfaced, including reports that some of Kaylee's wounds were inflicted after she stopped fighting back. Investigators described them as experimental, suggesting a level of cruelty that shocked even veteran detectives. Former Deputy Attorney General Mark Weaver noted that while the pleas spared the families from reliving every gruesome detail in court, it doesn't erase their pain. And motions like this one, arguing over a few $1,000s, reopen wounds that haven't begun to heal. The judge's decision could come any day now. Some legal experts predict the court will reject Kohberger's objection and order full restitution, whether he can pay or not. The law may not force remorse, but it can still affirm justice. Inside prison walls, Kohberger sits in silence. No interviews, no public apologies, just legal filings, paperwork, and the same haunting stare scene in court. Maybe this is his version of speaking, using the system itself as his voice. But for the families, that voice is a cool reminder that even behind bars, their children's killer still finds ways to be heard. As one parent put it bluntly, "He took everything from us, now he's trying to take peace too." Whatever happens next, one thing is clear. Bryan Kohberger may never walk free again, but his shadow still reaches beyond those cell walls, a reminder that justice doesn't always silence evil.